Good evening, dear viewers. Hello and welcome to a new episode of Business Insider. I'm your host for tonight, Mohammed Abdurrahim, and tonight we'll be talking about the horizon of entrepreneurship in Egypt and the means of finding sustainable financing for entrepreneurs here in Egypt. And with us in the studio is Dr. Tasnim Elwy, the former advisor to the Industrial Development Authority. Very good evening to you, Dr. Tasnim. Pleasure having you with us. Dr. Tasnim, dear viewers, allow us, as we always do in this program, first to watch a report about our main topic for tonight, and then we'll come back and start our discussion. So please stay with us.
CEO of the Micro, Small and Medium Enterprise Development Agency, Basir Rahmi, announced that the agency is working on a strategic plan to establish permanent African markets for products made by Egyptian micro, small and medium enterprises. The initiative aims to expand trade ties across the continent while helping Egyptian entrepreneurs tap into Africa's natural resources to meet production needs and drive deeper regional economic integration. Rahmi emphasized mass media's strong commitment to fostering technical collaboration with local and international partners to support small businesses and strengthen Egypt's entrepreneurship ecosystem. He highlighted the agency's strategic focus on consolidating Egypt's economic relations, particularly with African nations, through mutually beneficial partnerships and knowledge sharing. He made these remarks during the Builders of Trade Forum for the African Continental Free Trade Area, recently held alongside African ministerial meetings on trade. The forum convened senior policy makers, business leaders, financiers and development organizations from across the continent to share ideas, experiences and best practices in supporting small and growing businesses. Rahmi also underlined mass media's prioritization of youth empowerment and entrepreneurship, pointing to the agency's efforts to create a supportive business environment through coordination with various ministries, public entities and a wide network of national and international partners.
All right, thank you, dear viewers, for staying with us. Welcome back. You're still watching Business Insider with Dr. Tasnim Elwy, the former advisor to the Industrial Development Authority, and we're talking about the horizon of entrepreneurship in Egypt and means of finding sustainable finance for entrepreneurs here in the country. And Dr. Tasnim, if you would allow us first to define some terminology. So when we say entrepreneurship, what's your best definition for entrepreneurship?
Entrepreneurship is a type of creation ideas. When you innovate an idea and then all of a sudden you want to create it to have an economic impact. Then you gain some money from it and you have a social impact. So while talking about it in a simple manner, an entrepreneur is a person, whoever he is, whatever age he is. Because in the beginning of the defining it, we thought it comes for use only, but after a while we understand that maybe a man who became to retirement age, he became an entrepreneur because he couldn't stop his passion. It's a type of a passion that arose in a human being. Afterward, you're able to create an idea, and this idea will have a positive impact in the market. Thus, you will have an economic impact. In simple manner, you'll gain some money for it, and it will have a social impact as you're having some people to workforce and employment, both of them together, getting the idea, implementing it, and the most important thing is securing its financing, stability and sustainability. These are the three pillars mainly that most entrepreneurs miss nowadays.
Financing?
Financing, sustainability.
Yes.
And staying in the market itself, how you survive. It's not that easy.
Of course. So it doesn't have to do with the scale of the business itself.
No,
it could be small, it could be medium, it could be large.
It could be macro, the whole stage. It's an idea, it's an entrepreneur, it's a new idea that you're getting it. And maybe it could be it's not a new idea, but a new implementation, a new service. It could be not a product, it could be an app, it could be a way of giving the service in an innovative manner. Actually, entrepreneurship stands as a cornerstone in the Egyptian Egypt Vision 2030. Currently, we can say that 90% of active entrepreneurs contribute nearly to 40% of the national GDP of Egypt. Yeah,
40%?
Yes, sir. And actually, they employ 75% of the workforce as well. So it does not come to macro anymore, and it does not come to youth or women anymore. It is more inclusive.
Okay, and this these entrepreneurs that constitute 40% of GDP and that have 75% of labor, as you put it in numbers, are they all small and medium enterprises, or do these include the large enterprises as well?
Oh, no, it also includes large enterprises, definitely.
Okay.
Allow me to say this as simple as that. It's a new idea that was created. There are certain phones that have been created. This is an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur does not mean that the size does not no more effect. It's larger and bigger. And actually what I say is Egypt entrepreneurs are capable and very creative of ideas. We have in Egypt a pool of ideas. Whenever you go, you find creative ideas. We have really intellectual property right. We have many authorities that are trying to cooperate. Government have initiated several initiatives, yes, Rwad and Nile, a lot of them, and they're operating well in the market. But what they miss is accessible to financial system that fuels innovation instead of forcing them into debt. That's
so if we talk, Dr. Tasnim, about the current status of small and medium enterprises specifically in the country, what would you say? SMEs.
Okay, if you're going to talk about SMEs, we first have to recall, while I was sitting with your kind self, there were a small introductory film that was talking about Dr. Bassel Rahmi, who's the head of MSMEs, Ms. Maida, as we all know and acknowledge. Ms. Maida is the competent authority that has been created to protect the SMEs. To protect them, it's not a kind of protection, it's a kind of guidance. Sometimes an entrepreneur, he had his ideas, but he needs someone to guide him where to go, how to develop. And small macro enterprises. Ms. Maida is micro, small, medium enterprises. So it's the three scales are included, embedded in it. Exclude from it is the large scale. So this body is the one responsible for what? Responsible for developing certain incentives. Despite the fact that we do have a great minds and a great project, but these projects cannot survive except with a certain framework, legislative framework, incentivized. And we still have to say that Ms. Maida have done a great role while incentivizing them. Not that only, but also in regarding to financial stability, due to unforeseen circumstances that they are incapable of acquiring some loans due to bureaucracy or certain requirements from banks that is requested. So they go to Ms. Maida that give them a type of loans by a certain way that can make them proceed. And Ms. Maida does not only give a financial support, it gives a technical support. We can talk then to the second part, which is Ministry of Trade. They have a law, I think it's 2015, which is the industry law. This law talks about incentives to small and medium enterprises. They give them the license by a certain rate, and they give them also good prerequisites to help them.
Dr. Tasnim, you've highlighted that accessibility to financing is one of the major challenges facing entrepreneurs here in Egypt. So what are the ways to overcome these challenges, the challenge of accessibility to financing, that something that would enable their projects to be sustainable?
Okay, allow me first to talk about the government, what it's trying to do, the
Yes.
initiative it's trying to do, and then talk about the obstacles.
Yes.
Why do I would like rather prefer talking about the initiatives than the obstacles? Because the government is going forward, it's doing something on land, we can see it all. And it's trying, a great support for to enhance and support entrepreneurship, despite the fact that they're still having great issues in sustainability in financing, but still the government is trying to support them. There are certain initiatives like Road Nile, Egypt Ventures, Egypt Start, which is a EU-funded Road Nile. This is a Central Bank of Egypt and Nile University together. It's about innovation-driven entrepreneurship, linking academia with industry. This is very essential and crucial for entrepreneurs because the target audience is the undergrads. It have an incubator and accelerator. We have also in the AUC, they've got a perfect incubator and accelerators there. They're trying.
Yes.
Flat 6 Labs, all these are initiatives they're trying to. But despite that all initiatives, yes, as you've just mentioned, sir, they have a great obstacle in what we call finance. I don't know how to say this, but this makes them easy to what we call a predatory loans, or what else notion that's being raised in the whole continent, which is shark loans.
Yeah.
Due to the unforeseen circumstances that some of them are informal, and even the formal, they need quick finance. They need...
Let's go back to some terminology, Dr.
Yes,
Tasnim,
sir.
if you do allow me.
Apologies for
So what is your definition of shark loans?
Okay.
Because it's scary. I mean, the term itself is, just as you hear shark loans, you feel the danger. You feel there is a predator, as you mentioned.
It is. It's definitely is that you've just mentioned it, and this is the right expression that has been used, by the way. And it's been there by the UK government. Yes, in London, actually, they have a whole place where it's the national illegal money lending. And this is a great people that are trying to help millions of British people who came to loans by shark loans. Shark loans, it's exploitative, high interest rate. It's a lending practices typically offered by unlicensed individuals. In Egypt, we have what we call the FRA, which is the Financial Regulatory Authority. This authority is the one competent authority for licensing the non-banking sector.
Okay.
We will go a little bit backward where we say how people lend. Normally, when a business wants to go to lend, it goes to a bank. The bank, we have the Central Bank of Egypt who sets how loans could be, what's the corridor, what's the interest rate, whatsoever. But to go to a bank, you have to have a clear investment portfolio, several years, and a good investment statement, and what we call as a backward, a safe cause, because the bank have to reserve the money. So, okay. Unfortunately, if you're talking like what you just mentioned, sir, you clarified and pointed out the problem of that these people are unable to get and acquire all these requested information. So where do I go? So the FRA have established definitely some entities to give loans, but still there are papers requested. I'm unable to. I'm an informal sector. I am a formal sector, but I could not wait in lines. This MEDA does offer, by the way, loans to small, medium enterprises. But there are some bureaucratic burdens. There is, I don't know, there are obstacles that are there. So instead, I simply go to a person who could lend me. I don't care about the interest rate. I just think about, I need the money now. By saying I need the money now, I need it now. Because, for example, I'm importing some stuff, so the stuff will stay in the port. I'll pay land for the port, so it will be a disaster. So I go to the shark loans. I have to export something. I have to get the the raw materials to produce it, otherwise I'll go to. So despite the fact...
So the shark loans, sorry for interruption, so the shark loans are not given by banks and are not given by institutions that are approved by the Financial Regulatory Authority.
Yes, sir.
Right. And the problems with the banks and the FRA, the Financial Regulatory Authority, is the bureaucracy, as you mentioned. I'm just trying to sum it up. The bureaucracy and the fact that you need, as an entrepreneur, to have a very clear plan, and the banks here would consider this a higher, usually, I assume, would consider this a higher risk a loan, so they would either put a very high interest or reject the loan altogether.
That's true. Yeah,
okay.
Simply in a nutshell, what you've stated was very clear.
Okay, so they will have to go to normal individuals here.
Yes,
for the shark loan.
To shark loans. You know, actually shark loans is a notion that's very well known in Egypt. It has been there since 1940 something.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say thousands of years, because I would have believed you anyway. But,
no, it was the first time to be regulated.
Yeah.
In London, they got the FCA, which is the Financial Competent Authority.
Okay.
Content Authority. It's like the FRA we have, they have the FCA. They started a little bit earlier for implementing the laws, but we here in Egypt, we started already. The problem here is, how can I assist this person to be prepared, well prepared to go to loans? Especially that the government itself is trying to establish loans with a low rate, by the way. Yeah. It have different channels you can go through it in order to get. Advocacy is missing. We can add on due to the bureaucracy, and we can add on advocacy. The role of advocacy is really a great importance. I may not know where to go, by the way, and this is normal. If I'm an entrepreneur, a young person, I'm not very well educated by laws, and I have a dream and a passion. I just want to run forward. I wouldn't like anything to make me hinder my way of running.
Absolutely. So the source of the shark loan would be what? Would be an institution that is not approved by the FRA, or would it be individuals, or would it be both?
Both.
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 Right.
Anything that's not regulated by the FRA.
Okay.
What's the role of FRA or non-banking? Let me say this. In 1948, there was a civil code, number 131, that states the annual limits agreed the interest rate to a certain limit. Then the Consumer Financial Act, this came in number 18 for 2020. This regulates non-bank consumer finance companies. Okay. It sets out license, capital, how to lend, interest, and so on. It's a real important situation. What is the government trying to do? Are they trying to hinder the growth? Definitely not. They were very aware of the problem, which is the shark loans. It's stated here in Egypt as I'm lending with no license.
Yeah, with no license.
It's yet criminalized. It is criminalized, but the penalties is not that hard. I don't know how.
The lender is penalized.
Yes, yes, but it's not that hard, because in order to, you have first to state that this was a fraud situation. Because if, for example, if I go to your kind self and I request from you £100,000, and then you told me, okay, I give you these £100,000, but on the other hand, you write me a blank check. I am in a need.
This happens.
Yes, so I write the blank check. There's no documents, or what we call, there's no proof that can prove that this situation had took place between me and your kind self. Why? Because your kind self have misused it. So I have no whatsoever information of the consequences of that blank check, because you told me I'm just going to take it from you 110, and all of a sudden you're telling me I'm going to take it 150. No, I'm going to take it 200 because you took more than a year in returning it back. For this, the Consumer Protection Law, it's 18 for 2018, have taken this, by the way, into information. This is the protection for consumers' rights to information, fair contracting, misleading terms. but unfortunately it excludes some financial and mandatory services.
Here is where the awareness, and you've hinted at I mean, you mentioned this
Yes.
a few minutes earlier. You talked about the importance of awareness for entrepreneurs, awareness for all of those working in this system. So at which degree of awareness are we now here in Egypt when it comes to entrepreneurs and when it comes to those shark lenders, if I can call them so?
The government is trying to make a great deal, and as I've just mentioned, they have done great initiatives. At the beginning it was centralized in Egypt, in Cairo, and then it have become to more geographical places. It went to Upper Egypt. It's becoming geographically acknowledged in order to take this into consideration. The challenges that currently are being faced at these unlicensed and informal lenders, they give high interest rates, and even when you have the FRA trying to catch them, trying to survive them, try to advocate for people, understand what's going on. I need to tell you that, for example, you're not supposed to go lend. This was not in your benefit. But as an entrepreneur, I always thought that my vision is right. So that's why it does not go to only the financial situation. It goes to the other way, where the government is trying to give them advocacy, trying to give them what we call technical support. Ms. Maida is a great deal in this. The other three mentioned, Rawad Nile and so on, they're trying to do so. There are a lot of incubator and accelerator in the market that are trying to help them.
Dr. Tasnim, do we have statistics as to the degree of success of entrepreneurs in their endeavors when they deal with banks or with government protected institutions, and when they deal with shark lenders? Do we have statistics about this?
What I recall is that we have statistics how the loans are being subjected, and how, because by this the Minister of Trade was able to get a low interest for industry loans. But unfortunately, as the shark loans I've just mentioned, it's illegal. The country cannot see them, cannot catch them. It's that fast. And it's not only in Egypt, by the way. We're talking about United Kingdom.
Understood.
Which is one of the major economies in the world, and most of their people are coming to shark loans. And shark loans is not only for investors, by the way. It comes to any Egyptian citizen who needs something, urgent need of money now. A woman who's a breadwinner and she wants money. So we found that the Egyptian government is trying to resolve this by having paying them money in order to let them go out of prison. There are a lot of investors, due to the shark loans, they go to prisons. This, we have numbers for these.
Okay.
Only the ones who are being quoted and went to jail and caused due to the unforeseen circumstances of not paying.
Do we have statistics regarding how many entrepreneurs go to regulated institutions or banks or the CBE, and how much go to unofficial lenders or shark lenders?
Unfortunately, I cannot.
In your estimation, I mean, which side would have more entrepreneurs go to, the official one or the unofficial one? What do you think?
I leave it to your kind expectation. If you have two ways to go, a way where you have to fill on papers and to be well established, and
I think the answer is clear.
And then I have a shark loans. But allow me to say that the government, no one can know the scale of it, because not all of them are being victimized, and not all of them. Some of them survive and pay for these shark loans, or instead these shark loans would have diminished. It's a very new notion, and very new notion in the whole. It's not new for us. It's new for the whole world, and the whole world has just been criminalizing it in the 2020. So it's just new thing where criminalizing it have started, and it started in very well developed countries, and trust me, and they're not quoted, and it's not well criminalized even. Yes,
well, naturally, if things go smoothly, then you know there will be no case before any court. I mean, if I borrow money from you,
Definitely.
and then I win, and then I give you back your money, I mean, okay, so everything is smooth, everything's fine. There will be no case before any court.
Actually, that was the question. I did ask to do the illegal money lending in London. I told them, how can you say the number of people that had been
using this practice?
Using this. So the answer, Nadine told me, okay, we just get the people who come to us.
Yeah.
So he does not know and where. Yeah. And there are a lot who exactly what you have mentioned was the answer, sir.
Okay, clear enough. Now I guess, Dr. Tasnim, that the best way to protect the entrepreneurs is to provide them with an alternative.
Yes.
So, and as you mentioned, the government has been trying to provide some alternatives. So could you talk to us about some of these alternatives? You mentioned some of them, but what else can you tell us about the good alternatives, or the safe alternatives, or the legal alternatives? If you
allow me to answer this. Like, I'll state first what are the, why do entrepreneurs go?
Yes,
and then
please.
How did the government try to resolve?
Yes, please
Limited access to finance, as traditional banks requires guarantees and documentation that my startup couldn't be able to satisfy. On the other hand, the Egyptian government with the Central Bank of Egypt, they try to do less paperwork, but still it's there. So the government has defined a new thing. For the interest rate, they have created loans with low interest rate for investors. And for industry investors, it was very clear and to a certain. Still other sectors are trying to gain the same amount, but I don't know where it goes. On the other hand, regarding to the bank, the documentation, mismade a limit the documentation, make a limitation of it.
So they made it easier?
Yeah, much more easier than it was, by the way, but still it's hard. Lack of flexible financing options. If I go to you...
Sorry to interrupt you again,
yes,
but by definition, because you mentioned that, for instance, the CBE, the Central Bank of Egypt, has made it easier for, or has made low interest rates specifically for the industry-related businesses. So, but by definition, as you defined for us entrepreneurship at the beginning of the episode, when we say entrepreneurship, we're talking about creation, innovation, a new idea. So by definition, it's not easy to give you hard papers that will convince you that this is going to work, because we're trying something new. We're creating, we're innovating. So it's...
Right.
Yes.
Right. I totally agree. You know,
so this will remain a problem.
That's true. If I go to
for
you,
entrepreneurs, I mean,
definitely. So if I go to you before the mobile phones, and I told you I want to invest in a piece of metal that I'm gonna use on my hand to talk to you,
I was never gonna be convinced.
And you're gonna
because I'm
definitely
gonna put out money here.
So you're never gonna give me what I want, which is the loan. So that's why we have.
That's why I guess you said that this problem is global. I mean,
yes,
it's not just,
yes, definitely.
Yeah, but it makes sense. Yeah.
It does make sense if I don't have an entrepreneurial mind. It's the way where innovation is accepted, where creation is requested. In Egypt, they have a center for innovation and creation, where these people go with their ideas. And by the way, there's sometimes the ideas are 100% you're not sure that this is going to happen. And guess what? They go and they have intellectual certificate that this is my own thought, and then he sells the idea by millions of dollars. Because the government was aware of this, they have made these competent authorities to help them. It goes under the higher education.
So awareness, in your view, Dr. Tasnim, is on the rise.
Yes.
Be it on the government side or on the entrepreneur side.
Ms. Maida also gives loans. We have the microfinance institutions like regulated under 141 of 2014. Microfinance is supervised also by the Financial Regulatory Authority. They have created something like Tamwili, Rifi, Sandala, which offer microfinance with a transparent documentation, loans, understanding to micro small enterprises. We have venture capital business incubators, I've just said. We have venture funds like Flat Six Lab, that's one of the loan Nilepreneurs, and providing and supporting startups with funding, mentorship, and market access. Because sometimes the shark loans does not go only if I'm gonna use you to give me money. I can tell you, give me money, and I'll let you go to this market. And I do nothing, and you pay me hundreds of millions of dollars just to give me the license of going to that market. And instead, you give me nothing, and I can do nothing. But in that case, it's a fraud. I can go to the government, tell them, he told me to pay this for that. It would be criminalized and penalized. So this is a great situation. But what if I took the money from a third person and go on to do this? It's a disaster for me, for the entrepreneurs, for everyone. We also have what's called crowdfunding. We have the grantee schemes. We're trying. The Egyptian government seriously is trying its best. But still, due to some economic situations, due to the illiteracy, by the way, it's financial illiteracy. I could be very well educated, but I don't know. I don't know that Ms. Maida gave loans. I don't know that the Central Bank of Egypt gave for SMEs, for example, this certain.
And here's where the media's role comes.
Definitely, sir. This is very important that the media comes and tell me. You have to educate them, and the way, the method you tell me how is 100% the way you come through it. I cannot understand what you're saying if you're not talking my language, sir.
Right.
So this is crucial and essential. And technology, we need technology. One of the main things that we're talking about, all technologies, all new tech entrepreneurs need fund, and they grow very fast, and we cannot catch them.
So here's the question that comes to mind here. Is the media culpable and responsible for not spreading enough awareness? Or are the entrepreneurs in a state of desperation because they've tried to get loans from the legal institutions, but they couldn't because of the bureaucracy and advocacy, as you said, and other reasons? Or is it, which of the two? I mean, or is it the financial illiteracy? Because some of the entrepreneurs, yes, they have great ideas, but they still have financial illiteracy. Are we lazy? I mean, what's the problem? I mean, how can we improve the situation here? That must be very important, because you said the numbers indicate that 40% of the economy and 75% of the workforce depends on this.
Yes, sir, that's true. Allow me to say it's a proportionate. Everything, whatever, all what you have stated, sir, is every one of them have a weighted average. What's that in simple sense? Is that I'm fed up of the papers. Everywhere, every country have its own regulations that you have to satisfy. So I have to be on this way. The government have to work on simplification of procedure, eliminating unnecessary papers, understand that we're not all the same. We have to make it customized a little bit. Taking the second part, which you just stated, a mindset of us. We usually believe that no, this way would be shorter, this way would be easier. So we came back to the media. All of them, yes, sir, that's true. But media, unfortunately, you have the main role, sir. You are the soft power. You are to educate me. You are to educate the youth about what's wrong with that. Sometimes, by the way, entrepreneur is a simple lady. She's a breadwinner of her own home. Yeah. She got a small needling machine in her home, and she bought it and she took the loan from a shark loan. She is an entrepreneur because she's trying to do something new and in a better manner. And she's creating, for example, silk in a certain manner that's unique. But I went to shark loans because the media did not teach me. You know, currently, actually, I have to state something out loud, that the media campaign that's being made for the financial fraud that's being made on mobile phones, and don't push the link because you will get robbed. Don't do so. Don't do so. They're getting it in a very perfect manner. They have studied very well the stakeholders. They knew how to communicate it to simple people, and they knew how to communicate it to very high and then very well.
I'm glad you said this, but and I really like something that you said when you mentioned that the media, it's not just about conveying the message, but it's about how you convey it. And you said that you have to talk the language, the same language of the entrepreneur and of society, so of simplifying the message, of reaching out to the people, because there is an issue of trust also as well. Dr. Tasnim here, I mean, the media, after all, is not perfect. I mean, so there is sometimes also a mistrust between society and media. So the issue of trust, I guess, is an important one, and I want your comment on that. But the second point, I really liked it when you said, like, you have to talk with an understood language, a simple language, the same language that can be absorbed by the targeted audience.
Allow me to say it's not a trust issue. It's a different language issue. It's where we both stand alone. We live in different continents. You no more understand me. You no more knows who am I. So it's not a trust.
Okay.
You know,
miscommunication.
The difference between trust and just leaving you there.
Yeah.
To trust you means I do understand what you're saying.
Right.
So
yeah, that would naturally, trust would imply that I understood you. Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
That's it. So the difference is that I don't think that we.
Well said. Well said.
Thank you, sir.
Dr. Tasnim, we only have 3 or 4 minutes left, so I want you to give, as an expert in this field, to give some recommendations as to how to simplify again the way that entrepreneurs can deal with the legal institutions and to get the wheel rolling at a faster pace so as to endorse the economy at large here in Egypt.
We have to strengthen the enforcement against unlicensed lending activities. This should be the surveillance of the market, should be front end of everything. Therefore, the Egyptian government have taken the part of establish an institute, which is Financial Regulatory Authority, in order to license, and the procedures are known and well established. Enhance financial literacy, sir. You have to enhance like just
media.
Sir, it's a part. Programs for youth, women, startups, the colleges, even the children, the school, you have to educate them. What is entrepreneur, how to think about it, how not to make other people make use of you, and think small and do it fast. I don't need to start very big. You can have this minimum amount of money and make it expand.
Yeah, this is much easier said than done, this specific point. Dr. Tasnim, even the young kids, I mean, even the 15-year-olds now, they want to think big, and they're not patient, even those teenagers. You know.
That's true. I totally understand what you're saying, sir. Promote digital financial inclusion. Nowadays, there are a lot of apps everywhere, you can just do it through, so you need a fintech platforms. These fintech platforms, you have to have better surveillance on them. Simplify access to formal credit, that's a crucial and essential part. Simplify it, but at the end, protect it. Simplify it, like, make it more simple. By the way, you don't have to go to 5 years backward. You don't want to do whatsoever. Be my partner. Think about partnership. Think about other ways. There are a lot of ways that banks and non-financial non-banking institute can
Right.
cooperate, and it's being there.
Yeah, even in the informal
Yes, sir.
way of... so in that case, that wouldn't be a shark loan.
No.
If it's a partnership. That
Yeah.
It would be a risky partnership, I guess.
Yes.
But high risk yields high reward.
It's a kind of public-private partnership. The government would dedicate part and would be partners with these. Believing in them would encourage them. I always say that, I don't know how to say it, but Egypt must foster responsibility and inclusive, strengthen the legislative framework. We have to define new financial alternatives.
We have to believe more in our youth.
Yes, sir. And last but not least, that's what I was just gonna say, it's the financial education. By all means, media, word of mouth.
Schools, as you said,
Yes, sir.
starting from a very young age.
Yes, sir, that's definitely part of what we all would love to have. Our country is in our hands, and I believe it's in a safe hands.
A trial and error, of course, is not a nice way to learn, but this happens.
So UK, they're having, this is a huge problem, and they're trying their best to resolve it. India is trying.
So you're saying it's okay? It's okay. Let's.
Actually, I'm saying that we've taken great steps that was not taken. Was not taken
for decades. Yeah.
In other countries and in other leading countries and in other developed countries. What we are now in, we're having a regulation for customer protection. We have a regulation for financial regulatory authority, for licensing non-banking institutes.
But we still need to do much more. And
yes,
at a faster pace.
Yes, sir. And you need to find alternatives. Because if you didn't find me an alternative, just you're leaving me for the sharks. That's unfortunately, sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Tasnim Elwy, the former advisor to the Industrial Development Authority. It's been a great pleasure.
It's always
and it's been informative and fun. And thank you, dear viewers, for watching us. Please stay with Nile TV.
Thank you.
جميلة.